What happens before people break? People think breakdowns happen suddenly. No, they don't. One day you are fine, and next day you are exhausted, overwhelmed, and unable to focus. The process actually begins much slower, way earlier, with the signals poor sleep, unable to focus, emotional reactivity, decision fatigue. People rarely break in a single moment. The difficulty with people is recognizing these signals until the performance drops. That's what I want to explore today. Hi, my name is Sai Krishna Byra, Neuroscience Performance Coach, US Army veteran, founder of Byra Conscious. For years, I was so fascinated by the question, what happens before people break? That question became even more important after Dallas shooting in 2016. Everybody asked question why this incident happened. But the question in my mind is what happened before this incident? What is happening inside his brain? What is happening inside the nervous system? And that question led me to even further why some people so calm and so subtle composed under pressure. Some people break out and overwhelmed under pressure. With that questions in my mind, I studied neuroscience, nervous system, neurobiology, and performance psychology, mindful practices. With all that studying and knowledge that I gathered or experienced, I come to conclusion it is the small things that are unnoticed led to the breaking of the people. Today, in this video, we are going to deep dive into this topic. Welcome. More I studied, more I realized was surprising. Most breakdowns don't begin with a crisis. It begins with small signals that people ignore. One of the biggest myths about burnout is it happens to people who are weak. In my experience, the opposite is true. It happens to the people who are most committed, who are most responsible, who can push harder, and who can perform well. And also, the most people rely on them. These people know how to manage or how to perform the work, but they are not taught how to recover. All our lives are taught how to build our careers, but we were not taught how to manage our biological systems that are responsible for energy, focus, and stress resilience. That is where the body starts signaling. Most people ignore, and the problem starts. Eventually, the body starts sending signals. That is where the problem begins. Before burnout is visible, nervous system starts whispering. You are out of control. You react more than you should be. Small frustrations seems bigger than they should be. You are unable to focus. You feel tired even after sleeping. You seem restless. All these subtle signs are the whispering of the nervous system. Most people respond by taking more effort, more caffeine, more productivity tools, more hours. They push harder. But the issue is not about the pushing harder, but the issue is not about effort. It is about recovery. You cannot run a high performance schedule with exhausted nervous system. Issue is the recovery. Not getting recovered properly is the primary issue. One of the concepts I teach is cognitive congestion. Think of traffic during rush hour. The road isn't broken. It is simply too many cars that are trying to pass through same space. It also happens inside the brain. Too many thoughts, too much information, too many notifications, too much uncertainty. So many things are trying to get attention at the same time. When it happens, the brain is congested. When that happens, patience declines, creativity declines, focus declines, and your performance declines. Most people think they need another productivity tool. No, it is sometimes the performance is not about doing more, it is about creating less neurological traffic in the brain. Sometimes performance is not about doing more, it is about creating the internal space in our brain to function effectively. So, where do you begin? Not with another productivity tool, another productivity app, learning how to regulate your state. A simple practice you can do is physiological sigh, taking two short inhalations through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Repeat this 3 times. Another simple practice is awareness, not as a spiritual exercise, as a performance skill. Close your eyes and observe your breath and your thoughts. No judgment, don't try to fix any of the thoughts. These practices might seem simple. Simple doesn't mean insignificant. These practices, if you do it consistently over the time, will create a significant change. Sometimes awareness is the most powerful tool we need in order to expect the change. One of the important lessons I have learned through my military experience, neuroscience coaching, mindful practices is people rarely break suddenly. Breakdown happens gradually. Those warning signals appear long before the breakdown or the burnout. If you are experiencing impatience, tiredness, lack of clarity, don't think something is wrong with you. That might be your nervous system signaling and asking for recovery. That is what we are going to explore in this channel. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe to our channel. And also, if you would like to learn more about performance, resilience, and decision clarity, please visit pyraconscious.com. Awareness is the most powerful tool to create the change. Remember, better decisions come with better physiology. Thank you so much.